What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and it has been officially confirmed that WWE 2K25 will boast a roster of over 300 superstars. Now, in 2K24, we got about 250, so that's quite the increase to say the least. But it's also been confirmed that we will be getting 5 DLC packs, which means everybody will not make it on the base roster. So today, we're going to be predicting some of the heavy hitters who could be starring in these DLC packs. Let's get right into it. But first, I gotta let y'all know, I will be giving away 3 copies of WWE 2K25. All you gotta do is drop a like on this video and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, because on March 6th, I will be doing a live stream, and during that live stream, we will be picking our 3 winners. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
Alright, so WWE 2K25 DLC. Before we start, I gotta say this. Some of us have already purchased this DLC and we have no idea what's in it. If that's you, then I gotta say congratulations. They got us. The ones who buy for the love and hope for the best. Last year, I think we had some pretty good DLC packs outside of one of them. Let's just hope that doesn't happen again. But speaking of last year, they hit us with some crazy surprises, some things I didn't think were possible. And that brings us to our first reveal. Because if we did not get CM Punk and Jade Cargill in WWE 2K24, I thought there would be no way this would possibly happen. But because we did, I think there's a slight possibility that we may see Penta added in WWE 2K24. And this man, his gameplay would be absolutely insane. Now, we haven't seen him do too much in WWE as of yet, but if you've seen his work in AEW, AAA, Lucha Underground, then you know Penta is something that we have never seen in WWE before. But because of this, it leaves me to believe that we may not see Penta in a WWE game until 2K26, because those are a lot of moves you gotta animate. But hey, it's still possible. We may see him in DLC Pack 5, so I would say don't get your hopes down on Penta yet. So the next one we have on the list here who could be in DLC Pack 5 with Penta is a superstar who recently showed her face back up on WWE TV, and that is Nikki Bella. Now, a lot of people don't show Nikki Bella the love she deserves because I feel like she was the bridge in between that Divas era and the Women's Revolution. When women moved away from just being sexy in WWE and actually started getting in the ring and killing it, Nikki Bella was kind of in the top of that class. Now, big shouts out to Trish Stratus and Lita because they did their thing as well, but there was a time where things got really weak after they left. And I know a lot of people got tied to Brie Bella because of the whole Brie mode gimmick, but when it came to going in the ring and putting on a match that was actually quite decent, I think Nikki Bella was the better sister, so give the woman her flowers back and put her in that Legends category. Now, the next 2 wrestlers we have here would be from a WCW pack. And while I'm not a big WCW guy, I think this was a great idea in 2K24 because even though they were the losers, there were some great wrestlers in WCW who never get the love they deserve. Like, where's Disco Inferno in these games? Come on, 2K. But the first one here, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is who we don't care about, but I think he's going to be a lock, unfortunately, and that guy is Bill Goldberg. Now, I know a lot of y'all love Bill Goldberg, and I'm glad he's coming back to WWE to get that final match because that means he's coming back to the 2K games. And that also means that I don't have to use CM Punk as a practice dummy every time anymore. So, Bill Goldberg, you are more than welcome to make your way back into WWE 2K25. Now, the next one from the WCW pack I have here is probably not going to happen, but this is probably the wrestler I want to see most outside of Disco Inferno, who's definitely not going to happen, and that is, quote the Raven, Nevermore. Now, I know he had stints in ECW. That's probably where he had his biggest stint. Came to WCW. He was even in WWE for a cup of tea. But Raven never really got his love in these games. While he was never a world championship level guy, he was always a great asset to whatever show he was on. And that's something I want to see them get away from as well. Let's just stop showing love to everybody who was at the top of the card. And let's hit up some of these mid-carders as well. Because a lot of them were very important pieces to whatever puzzle they were a part of. But now we move on to our celebrity pack. Y'all remember the Post Malone pack, right? I think we will definitely be getting another celebrity pack in WWE 2K25, and I think our celebrity of choice should most definitely be Snoop Dogg. Snoop Doggy Dogg. Snoop Dogg. The side mission magician himself. How has Snoop Dogg not been in a WWE game yet? This man saved WrestleMania before. I mean, come on. Not only does he always pop up in WWE, he had a big spot in AEW as well. And not only that, one of the best female wrestlers on the planet, Sasha Banks. Mercedes Moné is his cousin, so this man is ingrained in the wrestling culture. We got to get Snoop Dogg in a WWE game expeditiously. And I know a lot of people don't like to see celebrities added to these wrestling games because people don't like to see celebrities or guest characters added to any game. But y'all got to understand, they help move copies, so it's going to happen. But how do you lessen the blow? You lessen the blow by giving us the Dog Pound pack or the Doggy Style pack, because we're going to be kicking this next one off Doggy Style. Now, this is one thing I hate about wrestling companies being split and not being able to get on the same page. Because why is the Road Dogg not in these WWE games? He may not have had the biggest single run, but with Billy Gunn, who is in AEW right now, he had magic. Because in my opinion, the New Age Outlaws, one of the best tag teams of all time. And it really sucks that we can't get these two in these wrestling games. And I get it, it's business, and business sucks. But they should figure it out so we can get these legends in our games. But let's go ahead and move on to our next pack. And this is going to be our NXT pack. Now, these two, they could go either way. I think both of these wrestlers have the potential to make it on the base roster. But due to business, that same business we were talking about earlier, it's possible they get held back for DLC pack. The first one we have here is a very popular wrestler. And that is Stephanie Vaquer. Now, everybody loves her. Everybody wants to see her in the game. So how do you monetize that? You put her in a DLC pack and sell her separate. 2024 was a big year for this young woman. She had a great match with Mercedes Moné that generated a lot of buzz around her name, and that buzz landed her a spot directly in WWE, and she's been killing it ever since. Her name is very popular online, and I'm sure a lot of people want to see her added to this game, so if they put her in a DLC pack, I know a lot of people will buy it. But another guy who has been killing it in NXT, surprisingly to me, straight from AEW to NXT, and he became an NXT champion. Now, Ethan Page could make it in the roster because I think he got there in time, but he's another wrestler who's been killing it in NXT, so it's possible they hold him back to make that NXT pack even stronger. Now we move on to our final row. And I'm very interested to see if this one happens because as we know, we usually get 5 wrestlers per pack. And this pack is the TNA pack. The first wrestler we have here is Jordynne Grace. Now, Jordynne Grace has some things going on in her career right now. Won't say what it is just to make sure we're not spoiling anything for anybody, but 2024 was a big year for Jordynne Grace. Big spot in the Royal Rumble and big spots in NXT. And as we know by now, WWE has a partnership with TNA, and this partnership did not just happen overnight. I'm sure this is something they worked out through all of 2024, so it's possible they knew this was going to be cleared by the time WWE 2K25 came out, and these models could be fired up and ready to go. Is it possible DLC Pack 1 is the TNA pack? I don't know. That'll be a crazy way to kick things off. But you can't do a TNA pack without the man who is probably the most popular wrestler in TNA right now. That is Joe Hendry, TNA champion at the moment. Now, this man also has some big spots in NXT. Came out, everybody sung his song, everybody knew his name, and then they gave him an additional spot backstage talking directly to Shawn Michaels. So you can tell WWE sees some things in Joe Hendry, and I would not be shocked if we see this man in the Royal Rumble. And I would also not be shocked if he makes his way into WWE 2K25. Now, as mentioned earlier, last year there was a pack that nobody was happy with. The Pat McAfee pack. We'll just go ahead and put it out there right now. I think it's possible we get another one of those packs in WWE 2K25. And in those packs, we will most likely see some other people we don't quite see in wrestling games. But these are people we see in WWE quite a bit. Now, as y'all have seen in the WWE 2K25 trailer, that Prime logo is in the ring. They love Logan Paul, and they are heavily invested in Logan Paul, so I would not be surprised if we see an influencers pack. Hate him or love him, Jake Paul is killing it right now. And if they're going to give Logan Paul his own pack, then you better believe Jake Paul will be in it, along with a lot of Logan Paul's other friends, like I Show Speed, maybe Kai Cenat, maybe KSI, I don't know. But I feel like this time, because these guys are really meshed into WWE TV right now, we will probably be getting that influencers pack. Let's just hope they add Kennybomb as well. But what do y'all think about this list? And which wrestlers would you like to see most added to WWE 2K25? Let me know in the comment section, but don't forget to drop a like on the video and smash that subscribe button if you have not already. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.